Have you ever heard the story of the sower? It's a story that's often repeated in entrepreneur circles, and Jim Rohn tells the story of the sower. And I know if you're into entrepreneurship at all, I know you've heard this story. So it goes a little something like this: There is a farmer. This is our farmer right here, right? And he has seed. He wants to obviously reap, plant the seeds to reap. So the farmer plants the seed. Okay, this is his ground. The farmer, he got his bag of seeds, okay, and he's planting some seeds. Boom. He's planting some seeds. Boom. He's planting some seeds. Boom. Now, the story goes, the farmer goes to plant the seeds. The first bit of seed that he plants falls on rocky ground. And as the seeds fall on the rocky ground, it doesn't penetrate into the earth and they fail to germinate. So all these seeds are done. Like all these seeds did not reap anything. Okay? He plants more seeds. They said these seeds fell on thorny ground where there's weeds and thorns growing out. And the weeds and thorns, as the little seeds try to come up out the ground, they try to come out the little seeds, but the thorns choke the seeds to death, and they don't germinate. They don't create anything. Okay? But our farmer, our hero right here, let's give him a little cape. Our superhero farmer right here. This is his cape, by the way. We'll put a big F on it for super farmer. He doesn't give up. He plants more seed. But it says this seed, guess who came in? The birds came. The birds came. And they came to eat the seed. So the birds came down and they saw the seed, and now the birds are eating up all the seeds. So this batch of seed, the birds ate it. So the birds are gonna get some, the thorns are gonna get some, the rocks are gonna get some. But hey, guess what? Guess what the farmer did though? Being the wise man that he is, and this is not his first time out on the field, guess what he does? He keeps planting. He keeps planting. He keeps planting. And it says this time, the seeds fell on good ground. The seeds fell on good ground, and he got them to sprout. He takes care of them all summer. He got a beautiful harvest. And then guess what it says? His seed that grew and sprouted on good ground gave him 100 times multiplied what he had planted. 100 times multiplied what he had planted. Now, how does this apply to us as entrepreneurs? Because this is an amazing story. This has so many levels. How does this apply to us as entrepreneurs? Well, just know that some of your ideas are going to fall on rocky ground. Some of your ideas are going to fall on rocky ground. Some of them are just not going to germinate. They're not even going to see the light of day. Some of your ideas that idea you just had, that may be one of the ones that fall on rocky ground. That may be one of the ones that the seed don't even come up. The domain name don't even ever show up. The product never becomes a reality. But that's okay. Some of your ideas are going to fall on rocky ground. Some of your ideas are going to fall on thorny ground. Some of your ideas, when you plant the seed, okay, I got the domain name, I got a prototype, I just wrote that piece of code for it. I'm starting this drawing. I'm practicing my jump shot, and I'm doing my jogging. Some of those things, some of those ideas, and some of those good things, they're gonna get in. You're gonna plant the seed. They're gonna start sprouting, but as they get up, the thorns, and what do we call the thorns? Those are the cares of life. Those thorns are going to choke your idea to death. You're going to get your domain name, and then you're going to look like, I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. You know what? This is not going to work. Screw it. Or you're going to be jogging, and you're doing your thing. And then, oh my goodness. And then you sprain your ankle, and then, well, that's done with that. It's the cares that stop you from continuously pursuing what you're doing. Okay, so that'll stop some of your ideas, some of your dreams. Another one, the birds is going to get some. The birds are going to get some. What are the birds? All the things people tell you. All the things that people tell you when they say, "You're still doing that, dude? Why are you doing that? Wait, hold on, let me put you on speakerphone. Hey, tell her what you're doing." Or when people look at you weird because of the way you like to dress. Or when people say, man, like, are you really risking your family's future like that? All the little things that people say, it's the birds, the birds, the birds. When Jim Rohn put it, he asked the guy, why didn't you show up to the meeting? And the guy says, my back fence fell apart. You can't just leave your back fence hanging. It's what stopped him? The birds. The birds, all the little things, the little excuses. But let me tell you what, if you don't give up, you keep moving forward, you keep staying strong, and you keep on moving with your idea, even though the rock's going to get some, the thorns are going to get some, the birds are going to get some. If you keep moving forward, even though some of them ideas are going to die, you keep moving forward. Plant the seed, water it, take care of it over the summer, you're going to get a multiply of 100. You are. Some of them are going to sprout, grow, and you are going to reap a beautiful harvest. But the secret of the sower is he kept planting. Some people, due to failure, which is a natural process of life, I honestly feel it's a law. It's the law of failure. I need to look that up. I need to Google that. Somebody tell me, is there a book on the law of failure? Because it feels like you must fail to succeed. You must go through that stage. You must have the rocks get some, the birds get some, the thorns get some, the wind gets some, the haters get some. You must go through that to in a way, show God that you're serious. To show God that you're serious and that you really, really want it. And then once you go through all that turmoil, all that pain, all that suffering, and you actually get something to sprout, and not only now that it's sprouted, you got to take care of it and nurture it. See, another thing, some of us fall short when it comes to appreciating the sprout. Some of us fall short when it comes to appreciating the sprout. I'm getting a little excited right now. You're the farmer, and you went through the rocks. You went through the thorns. You went through the birds, and you actually got a sprout. But what happens? The first hot day, you get a little weary. You get a little tired. And then one day turns to 2. And then 2 days turn to 10. And then 10 days turn to a month. And then now your sprout that was so healthy that you took all that time and all that effort to get it to grow is dying. We do this with our businesses. We do this with ourselves, our health, our families, our wealth, our everythings, our good habits. We'll finally get a good habit to sprout, and then we don't nurture it and take care of it. And then time passes, and the next thing you know, that sprout is wilting. You let enough time go by, next time you go back outside, you won't even see it. There'll be no trace that it was even there. We do this a lot with ourselves. This is a very bad habit that we gotta work on getting ourselves out of. So when you finally get something to sprout, don't forget, in the summertime, you must nurture it and take care of it. Okay? You finally got your business to get some momentum. Don't let it just wilt away. Build it up. Take the time. Don't expect a seed to be a tree in a day. Let it take time and let it grow and nurture it up. It could take a year before you really start reaping fruits off the tree. See, that's the thing. And especially in this world we live in today, you want to plant the seed, get the sprout, and get the tree with the apples on it in the same day. This is what we want. Because we live in a world of instant gratification. You can literally get on your phone and type anything you want and visually see it and experience it and get an emotional feeling from it. That has warped our idea of success because we think that's success. We get the same adrenaline rush like a success type of feeling. So when it comes to our businesses, if we're not getting that kind of result that quickly, we forsake our sprout. And our sprout withers and dies and never gets to a chance to become an apple tree, a fruit tree, whatever fruit you like. It never gets a chance to become this because we didn't nurture and be grateful for one, the seed getting through all the hassle it had to get through to even sprout. And now that we have a sprout, we take it for granted and it withers and dies because we don't nurture it. So that's why I really like that story, because it has layers to it. You know, it has a lot of layers to it. So if you haven't read, it's in the Bible. I have to find exactly where it is in the Bible myself. I've mostly heard it from other entrepreneurs who share that story, the story of the sower. So yeah, if you haven't heard it, go ahead and Google the story of the sower. Become familiar with it. Look how it applies in your life. Look at yourself in the mirror. Become the sower. Become the farmer. And look at yourself in the mirror and say, what seeds have I planted this year? What seeds have I planted this year, good and bad? You know, if you plant a pumpkin seed, you're going to get pumpkins. If you plant a poison ivy seed, you're going to get poison ivy. Look at the seeds you've been planting. Look at the ones that you've been nurturing, and look at how they're growing and what's happening. You know, one of the best parts about these stories is that you can go from understanding them. Well, first you got to have the knowledge of them. So you gain the knowledge of them by reading it, hearing about it. Now you have the knowledge of it. Now you can get the understanding of it, which is some of the stuff we just did here. Understanding is taking it a layer deeper, being able to apply it to your life. But now you got to have the wisdom to take that and say, this is how I'm going to take action on that. This is how I'm going to take action on that. Whenever I get the feeling of it's too hot, I'm going to make sure I do it. Whenever I get that feeling that I don't want to do it, that's when it's the time to do it. You know, whenever I get the feeling, if it comes to your bad habits, whenever I get the feeling to do that, I'm not going to do that. It has to be conscious. You know what happened to me today? I told myself I'm going to stop drinking so much coffee because I'm a big coffee drinker. I found myself with a cup of coffee in my hand after I had said I wasn't going to drink a cup of coffee. How? I went to the gas station, got some gas, got me a cup of coffee. All this was happening unconsciously. But thankfully, I woke up from my unconsciousness, threw my coffee out, and got me a nice one of the green goddess drinks. But you have to look at it, be able to take your knowledge, make it, understand it, and then have the wisdom to apply it. And there's going to be things that you do in your life unconsciously that you have to wake up to. And the only way to wake up to them is not in the moment. You have to wake up to them prior. You wake up to them and say, okay, I'm doing this. I don't want to do this anymore. Next time this happens, this is the action I'm going to take. And you know what's funny? You're going to go through the process of unconsciousness when you wake up out of it. That's when it determines what action you're going to take, because it's very hard to snap out of unconsciousness while you're in the motion of it. So yeah, that's just a little bit on the story of the sower. I know I sidetracked a little bit right there, but my name is Stephen Loss Jr. If you like the video, go ahead and shoot that thumbs up. I would also love to hear about your thoughts and opinions on the story of the sower. So go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Just let me know how you perceive the story. What do you think the story means? Ways that it also applied to your life. So yeah, thank you all. Have a good one.